These Rugged Ridge door hinge covers in black are for those of you that have a 2007 and up two-door JK that are looking to change up the look of your Jeep a little bit. If your hinges are still in great condition, you just like that blackout look, maybe you're doing a whole blackout theme, or you just want these as an individual accent piece, these are going to give you that little bit of additional styling that you're looking for, and they're going to do it inexpensively and while being a very easy to install piece. This is definitely going to be a 1 out of 3 wrench installation, most likely less than an hour to get these installed. Definitely bolt on, no need to drill or do any major or permanent modification to your Jeep, and we'll talk a little bit more about that installation in just a second. So when you're talking about changing up the look of your hinges, there are really two ways to go about doing that. There are covers and then there are hinge replacements. Now, a hinge replacement is going to be a little bit more of an involved installation. Of course, you're going to be changing either just the half of the hinge that's on the door or the part in the tub, or in most cases you're going to be changing out both of those pieces. When you remove those pieces, you can have to go ahead and realign the door, which can require more of an installation in general. And of course, you're also going to be talking about a little bit more cost because you're purchasing more pieces. This is just going to be an aesthetic piece. This is just going to be a cover, so less expensive, easier install, while still giving you the look that you're after. As for the construction, this is a pretty straightforward and simple piece. This is going to be steel covered in Rugged Ridge's textured black powder coat finish, which is going to match a lot of other Rugged Ridge aftermarket pieces, aftermarket parts from other manufacturers, or even just match those factory black plastic accents that are on your Jeep right out of the factory. So regardless of how your Jeep is set up, these are going to work and these are going to look very nice. They are just going to be a simple bolt-on application. They're going to hold up very well out in the weather, out in the elements. If your hinges are in good shape, you're not worried about completely changing them out. They work well, they are painted well, the paint's not flaking off of them, then a cover like this is going to be a nice option and save you some money over a full hinge replacement. As for the installation, again, 1 out of 3 wrenches, less than an hour to get this done. If you're installing these on either the hood or on the door, the most important part is to not open the door or the hood during the installation and do one hinge at a time. You'll have to have a Torx screwdriver or a Torx bit for a socket driver handy. You'll remove those factory screws, put the hinge cover over top of the hinge, and replace it with the socket head cap screws that come in the kit because, of course, they're going to be a little bit longer. Rinse and repeat for the second hinge. Of course, you are going to get a pair of these in this kit, and you're done. Like I said before, I do think that this is an inexpensive way of changing up the look of your Jeep, especially when you compare it to a full hinge replacement. These are going to come in at right around $65, which for an aesthetic mod is right where I like to be, in that $50 to $100 range. Again, these are not going to be functional, so I wouldn't want to spend a ton of money on them. I do think they're appropriately priced for what you're getting, a high quality piece, and they are going to have a drastic impact on the look of your Jeep. So again, I do think it's a fairly priced item. So if you're looking to change up the look of your Jeep by changing out the color of your hinges, but your hinges are in good shape, you don't need to completely swap them, these covers by Rugged Ridge are going to be an excellent option, and you can find them right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.